850 sites in this country, but it's pretty good. So it's the #1 country. And people, we come here often, and folks are really nice. And people send me stuff like this. I got this deck of financial terrorist playing cards. Somebody took the initiative to do this, and we had them up on our site for a while. Here's the 7 of Hearts. Robert Zoellick. Remember him?
Who's the Ace of Spades?
He's the president of the World Bank. Robert Zoellick. Here's this is a good one. Who's this scumbag? There's a fucking. Oh yeah, Dominic Strauss-Kahn. Boo. Enron. Enron. Over for a second. Now, we talked about derivatives, we talked about bankers, we talked about paper. There's this tension, especially starting in the 1970s when they went all paper and no collateral, no gold. They went all paper, and the problem with that is if you're going to go all paper, you got to make sure that people don't drift. They don't drift out of their paper and into precious metals like gold and silver. Because if the price of gold and silver start rising, people are going to be tempted to dump their paper and buy gold and silver. And if they do that, then the Ponzi scheme, that is the global banking system, would unravel. And they can't have that. They can't be possibly tempted into raising interest rates, which of course they should do, to stimulate the economy, because remember, you can't have capitalism without capital, no capital without savings, and no savings without high interest rates. So they decided to keep silver cheap, and keep silver very cheap. During this period of inflation, silver price has been really cheap. $5, $6, $9. It got close to $20, and then there was a massive raid by the banks to push silver price down. How did they do that? How does Blythe Masters keep silver price down? I offer Exhibit A, hang up over naked short selling. Blythe Masters, JP Morgan, sell contracts tied to silver that don't exist. If I buy an ounce of silver, they sell 10 ounces in the market that don't exist. But the pricing discovery mechanism is blind. It only sees order flow. It sees 10 sales and 1 buy, therefore it's a downtick. And they manipulate the price accordingly. And if you look under the U.S. Patent Office, 5950176 is the U.S. patent number. You'll find something called the virtual specialist, invented by Max Keiser in 1996, which explains in detail how to create artificial markets and virtual markets with virtual securities and a virtual security for a game. Not the U.S. economy, not the global economy. So here they are gaming you. You're the victim. You're the loser as they keep the price of silver cheap, cheap, cheap. But to do this and to keep pumping these naked short sales into the market, they use lots and lots of borrowed money, and they are effectively short. They're short a lot of this silver. They're banking on the fact that their ability to keep it cheap with their paper will continue indefinitely. So then, now to get back to the beginning of my story. In the 11th of November, 2010, I'm on Alex Jones' show. Anyone listen to Alex Jones?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
We have
to. Only half? Okay. We started Crash JP Morgan buy silver at $26.50. The price of silver is now, I didn't check in the last few hours, but $40 an ounce, let's say, which is an enormous move in a short period of time. An enormous move. Because why? Because the shorts that have been put on the books by Blythe and JP Morgan, they've got to start covering those shorts. They're now buying to cover their ass because they've got a huge liability. Every dollar the price of silver goes up, they've got like $40 billion in additional liabilities. If the price of silver goes above the stock price of JP Morgan, which is roughly $47 a share, it turns out they've collateralized their own stock to support the shorts on silver. ENRON. Enron. They've collateralized their own stock to support the shorts on silver. They've collateralized their own stock to support the shorts on silver. ENRON. Enron.
702.
And the producers of the show, Endemol, want you to make them cry like a baby.
I promise.
What about tonight? Tonight you're on TV3.
I can cry like a baby, but that's for another fee. That's cut. Do we know whose computer it is?
Or who knows how to use a PC?
Okay.
I do.
Okay, step up.
Okay, I
You're
Go
the
to it,
winner.
Tim.
What's your name, sir?
Tim.
Tim, big round of applause for Tim.
Yay! Tim.
Tim, big round of applause for Tim.
Yay!
All right. This is the PC stuff. All right, while they're getting that organized, I'll do a quick few questions, maybe, if that's of any interest to folks.
Oh, blackmail stuff on us. We get it every night in the week on RT, or the ATM will put out money if you believe all this, that we owe all this money. Why?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's a good question. You're right. It's kind of like a fear campaign.
Yeah.
It's kind of like propaganda. And again, when you're accumulating precious metals, you can kind of feel like, I've got some wealth here. If something really bad happens, I've got something that I can, that is wealth, that I'm protected. So this is why these folks don't like precious metals, because it gives you independence. It gives you a way to step away from them, and they want to keep you frightened. They want to keep you in fear. That electronic card, you turn it off in a second. This guy in the U.S., Nothouse is his name, Bernard Nothouse. He minted up some silver, but he made the mistake of putting a U.S. $1 sign on the silver, and now he's been arrested for terrorism under the American terrorism law, and he faces up to 15 years in jail. So he made the mistake of putting a U.S. dollar on the coin. The silver Keiser is a silver round or medallion. It's not in any official medium of sovereign exchange. It's people like silver. That's my official line on that. Should be getting in a functioning economy. So they're subsidizing this. How many people have yourselves or parents who suddenly see their fixed income investing go from down 60, 70, 80% because of all the artificially low interest rates that have been going on? I'm sure a lot of people in this room share that experience. Number two, to keep rates artificially low at this artificial price, feeding the speculators, feeding the derivatives market, means that there's a secondary effect. The price of energy and food, now all-time high. Commodity prices, all-time high. Not only is your house in negative equity, but you're paying more for energy and food. You're getting screwed on both sides. Why? Because of derivatives and the artificially cheap rates of money. So there is no good to it. There's no function to it. It's a pure scam. It's a Bernie Madoffization of the economy. There's nothing good that comes out of it whatsoever. And I can go on, but that's my answer.
That we could go to with news information, because every media in this country is totally controlled.
It's a problem all over the world. That's where the vulnerability is. I want to find something that I can win for real, not just win a few points, but I want to win the game. I want to get these guys gone.